Day 36 in the Big Brother house as the contestants are getting used to a smaller cast, but that does mean they are in the final 10, so congratulations to them. I updated the picture, updated the memory wall. Hopefully it's a little bit more vibey. If you guys like this, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's a huge help to the channel. Love this series, and I thank you guys so much for giving it support. Oh, thank you so much for subscribing. Don't be afraid to subscribe. You never know when I'm recording. Alright, now starting the day off, I immediately feel like number 5 Mandy and Dee Dee about to talk that game, and they are about to scheme. Now, Mandy is kind of like a little bit like of a body language reader, and so she probably could tell that she threw number 5 off the loop with the nomination. So I feel like she's going to ensure number 5 that everything is just, you know, for the game, for the plan. Don't worry, we're good. 3 in this room right here is the final 3 watch. And Dee Dee's amazed. She's like, wow, like dead ass final 3? You know, Dee Dee kind of says she was scared when Dexter left. She thought she was immediately going to be gone after that. So Dee Dee is probably very grateful to Mandy. Now, you got the homies in the gym working out, and, you know, Rigby, Knuckles, they both just lost their partner, and, you know, they're going through it, especially Rigby. In the gym, Knuckles and Rigby sat slumped on the benches, their expressions clouded with disappointment. Finn, noticing their somber demeanor, approached them with a determined stride. Hey dudes, what's up? You seem kind of down. Well, Finn, can you guess why by any chance? Knuckles sighed heavily. Yeah, Finn, it's just tough, you know. Losing our partners like that, it feels like we're flying solo now. Aw, poor Knuckles. Rigby nodded in agreement, his usually energetic demeanor subdued. Yeah, man, Mordecai and I, we've been through so much, it's gonna be weird without him. I get it, guys. Losing a buddy in here, it's like losing a piece of yourself. But hey, we're all still here, right? And we got each other's backs. We'll get through this together. You know what? You're right, Finn. We're still in this game, and we gotta stay strong. Thanks. And then he dabs him up while they're both on treadmills. That's hilarious. Yeah, thanks, Finn. It means a lot. You know what, fellas? Maybe it's time we start thinking about sticking together. I mean, look at us. We're all in the same boat now, right? You mean like form an alliance? Yeah, Rigby, form an alliance. And then Finn's like, yeah, Knuckles, I think you might be onto some. With the way that things are going, we're gonna need all the help we can get. Exactly. Together, we'll be unstoppable. What do you say, guys? Rigby's like, hell yeah, I just lost Mordecai. You know, it's crazy. As soon as Mordecai's gone, that's when Rigby wants to start talking game and actually maybe winning. With a firm handshake, the trio solidified their pact, ready to face the challenges of the Big Brother house, united as allies. Alright then, it's settled. The 3 of us against the world. However, the trio are not the only group talking game, because we have Panini and Chowder and Double D and Eddie immediately coming to the conclusion like, hey, we're the last 2 pairs here. Double D doesn't want Eddie gone, vice versa. And Panini really doesn't want Chowder gone. But Chowder, I don't know how he'd care. I feel like Chowder, for once, would actually appreciate Panini being around, because that is like not only someone to talk to and like someone to not judge you, but she is also from his world, which is immediately a connection that way because they can like relate more. And he just lost Flapjack, poor guy. That was his best friend in the house. In the bustling kitchen of the Big Brother house, Double D, Eddie, Chowder, and Panini gathered around the counter, their voice mingling with the sizzling sounds of Chowder's cheeseburgers cooking on the stove. It's rather unnerving to consider the dwindling numbers of pairs in the house. With each eviction, our collective presence become more conspicuous. Alright, Double D immediately just stay. He's like, alright, I gotta be frank with y'all. I've been staying up at night and I gotta be, I'm scared. Eddie, leaning against the kitchen island with a furrowed brow, nodded in agreement. Yeah, it's like we got giant targets painted on our backs or something. We gotta watch our step. Let your nuts hang, you heard? Chowder, flipping burgers with practice ease, chimed in with a worried expression. I don't want Panini or me to get sent home just cause we're a pair. That'd be super not cool. Agreed, Chowder. We gotta stay vigilant and stick together. Strength in numbers, right? Indeed, Panini. While our status as pairs may make us target, it affords us a unique opportunity to support each other. We must remain steadfast in our resolve. But little did they know that while they were talking, Dee Dee, hidden from view, listened intently to their conversation, her curiosity piqued by their discussion of alliances and potential targets. She made a mental note to keep an eye on the dynamics forming within the house. After swiftly leaving her hiding spot, Dee Dee hurried to find Mandy, her mind racing with the information she had just gathered. Mandy, Mandy, Mandy! You won't believe what I just overheard. What is it, Dee Dee? What did you hear? She leaned in close, whispering as she relayed the details of the conversation she had just listened to in the kitchen. The concerns expressed by Double D, Eddie, Chowder, Panini about their status as pairs. So, forming alliances and worrying about being targeted, huh? Yeah, and they're really concerned about sticking together. It seems like they're strategizing pretty hard. Mandy, we've got to get Panini out of here. She's too much of a threat, always scheming and making alliances. We can't trust her. You know what, Mandy? Panini's just not a threat. She's a big stink. Yeah, that's right, a big stink. She's been stinking up this house with her sneaky moves and fake alliances. It's time to air out the place. Big stink, huh? That's a new one. But you know what, Dee Dee? I think you might be onto something. Let's make sure Panini gets a whiff of what's coming her way. Panini, you better watch out, bro. They got a bounty on your back. No paper towel. It is now day 37. The HOH room remains vacant for way too long, and it is time for the house guest to wake up super early, out of nowhere, like 4:30 a.m. Immediately head to the HOH challenge area. Mandy, as the previous HOH, you cannot play. House guest, the head of household challenge is BB Flicks and Chill. Look at a set of movie posters and try to guess the correct one based on a set of clues. Whoever has the most points at the end wins. If there is a tie at the end, there will be a tiebreaker challenge with only one question where whoever answers the fastest wins HOH. Cannot be eliminated. And as everyone knows, this is also a double eviction. They're sweating hard. That's why they're strategizing so hard right now. Because it is another double. If they survive this, I can probably safely say that they can call themselves like game players. Because 2 double survives back to back is great. So for the first genre movie posters, I'm going to say it's like animated stuff, DreamWorks, Disney, whatever. First poster, Over the Hedge. Bam, Rigby got it, he's in the lead. Second one, Shrek. Bam, Eddie got it, he's in the lead. Third one is The Good Dinosaur, in which Panini gets it. And now to end off with like the animated genre, we're gonna go for the Ed, Ed, and Eddie movie special, in which Double D gets it. Alright, Garfield, in which I feel like Dee Dee actually gets it. So we have a 5-way tie right now. Now, this is a little unfair for Knuckles and Finn, who they can't really like do movies, you know? Like, he got BMO, sure, and he has that one like episode where they watch movies. I actually like that episode. I think it's funny. But it's not like huge movies like these guys could watch or something. Because these guys watch what we watch, but these guys can't. For example, if I said Saw 2, showed them that movie poster, I think the only one that would get it is probably Rigby. So 2 points Rigby. Young Sheldon poster, you know Double D got that. Hell's Kitchen Chowder, easy. The Lego movie, you got Dee Dee. 2 points Dee Dee, 2 points Rigby, and 2 points Double D. Dr. Doolittle, you obviously know Rigby has this. Rigby, if you get the next question, you win. Now with the last poster, slowly zooming in, like, you know, it's the SpongeBob thing from like the burger. They trying to figure out what it is, squinting, confused. They don't think they've ever seen this until, Dee Dee realizes what it is. It is justice, friends, which means we have a tie between Rigby and Dee Dee, in which the last poster is Puss in Boots. I think Rigby would know this. I think Dee Dee would know this. Both of their hands immediately slamming down. But you already know who got shorter hands and then who has big ass, lengthy, lanky hockey stick arm. Which means congratulations, week 6 HOH winner, Dee Dee. I don't know where that came from. You just popped off. Dexter's probably flabbergasted in the jury house. Dee Dee, big dubs on your win. Congratulations. You have definitely earned it. And immediately, I think she'll say, I'm going to talk to each of you one at a time. First, Mandy. And immediately, she is ecstatic to show Mandy that she actually can do this game. Someone let Dee Dee have power of the double elimination. This is about to go terrible. And immediately, without even talking to other people, I feel like Dee Dee's spitting that game and she's like, so it's obvious, right? Panini, Double D, Eddie, Chowder, Panini, Double D, Eddie, Chowder, Panini. Like, as long as it's Panini. And Mandy's like, well, hold on now. I'm gonna let you on a little secret since we're such best friends, alright? And she's like, oh, alright, bet. I kinda have a secret but fake deal with Eddie, which means I kinda have one with Double D. Keeping those guys around would not only benefit our game and my game, which in the long run, if something is good for my game, it's good for your game, because we're the final three, right? You know, gaslighting the hell out of Dee. Not to mention, as long as they're around, they're gonna be targeted due to being a pair. And if this week goes right, they're going to be the last pair. I'm not going to tell you who the third person should be, but don't make it Eddie, don't make it Double D, and don't make it number 5. Anyone else, you have free range. And she's like, yes, sir. And since the HOH room has like a personal, like really nice bath set, I feel like Mandy's just gonna like use her friendship to use the bath. And she's gonna over-listen every conversation she has with people secretly from the bathroom without anyone knowing. Talking to Double D, I feel like Dee kinda likes Double D just because their names are so similar, and Double D is like very nice and helpful. He hasn't gave her any reason to even dislike him at all, so I feel like that conversation goes pretty well. Eddie is a little bit of a different story because he's way different than Double D. He's very schemy. He's talking in this house. But she puts on a little bit of a demeanor like, I don't know if I can trust you, but I probably won't put you up. Just enough so he kind of feels safe, especially when he talks to Double D, and Double D, you know, like relays the information that his conversation with Dee went well. Now, obviously, with number 5, I feel like they just get along. They're in a little bit of the same alliance. I feel like number 5 is skeptical of Mandy, and if she were to nominate or say to nominate Finn or Rigby, she would probably put her foot down. Now, I feel like Panini might just outright refuse to talk to Dee. And she's like, Chowder, you can talk to her later if you want to, but I'm mad because I'm stressing out. I'm tweaking right now because Dee, her bitch ass just won HOH. You know what that means, Chowder? That means I'm up, and I'm about to be gone. I'm up and above. I'm stressing out. I don't know if I have the numbers. And so when I feel like Dee like asks where Panini is because it's her turn. So I feel like when Dee asks where Panini is because it's her turn to talk and Knuckles says she just don't want to talk, I feel like Mandy gaslights the hell out of Dee, saying, well, look at Panini, too good to talk to you, even when you're HOH. That's how little she thinks of you. And Dee's like, all right, bruh, enough. I'm gonna talk to her my damn self. Dee stormed into the dart room, her frustration reaching its peak. Dee's eyes narrowed as she focused her attention squarely on Panini. Panini, we need to talk. Panini glanced up from her conversation with Chowder, her expression unreadable. What do you want, Dee? I'm busy. Dee's anger flared at Panini's dismissive tone, fueled further by Mandy's instigating about Panini's supposed superiority. Busy being better than everyone else, huh, Squiddy? Is that why you won't talk to me? Panini stood up, jaw clenched in frustration. I don't have to explain myself to you, Dee. Unlike some people, I actually have a strategy in this game. Oh, please, you think you're so special, but you're just a conniving backstabber who's too scared to play fair. And you're just a loudmouth troublemaker who can't stand it when someone else outshines her. You think you're better than everyone else just because you're loud and obnoxious. Chowder attempted to intervene, his voice lost. His efforts were futile in the face of their escalating fury. Alright, so I'm gonna say, like, the next morning, like, Dee comes to the kitchen to get, like, a bite to eat. And Panini, still angry from yesterday, says, well, if it isn't doo-doo Dee herself. Her expression darkened, mixture of shock and outrage. Excuse me. Did you just call me doo-doo? That is so funny. I don't know why. Oh, did I hit a nerve, doo-doo? It suits you, don't you think? How dare you? You think you're so clever, don't you? Well, let me tell you, Panini, you're nothing but a spoiled brat who... Panini interrupted with a dismissive wave of her hand. Save your breath, doo-doo. You'll need it for all the crying you'll be doing when you're evicted. I'll show you who's crying when I'm the one laughing in the end. You just wait and see, boy. Unfortunately for Panini, only hours after this interaction, it is time for the HOH to use their power as HOH and name 3 nominees for this potential double eviction. As for obvious reasons for yesterday's actions, today's actions, and letting her brother leave, she clearly decides that the first nominee will unfortunately be Panini. Panini sighs. She already expected this. She sits down. She's ready to win this veto. The second person she has decided to nominate, unfortunately guilty by association, guilty. Chowder, you are the second nominee and you're also up for this eviction. Now, unlike Mandy, Dee Dee is playing with her feelings, where Mandy's nominations for her double were all purely like game related, except maybe the replacement, but we ignore that. Unfortunately, Chowder, you also kind of had a chance to maybe make it where Dexter doesn't leave, but unfortunately, she has to nominate someone else. And that someone else had to be you, and also a third person. And she says that directly, this person, I'm sorry, I have to nominate you. There's just not really reason for me as a person myself to keep you around. I unfortunately decided to nominate Knuckles. Flapjack was just lost. I think Flapjack would probably prefer you better in the jury house. Tell him I said hi. And Knuckles like, whoa, bro, this some bull. What's your problem, Dee Dee? You think you're some kind of master strategist now? You're just making enemies left and right. You're making a big mistake, Dee Dee. You're gonna regret crossing me like this. You better watch your back, because when I get off this block, I'm coming for you. Wow, looks like we stumbled upon a real circus act here. Panini, you're like the star performer. Always stealing the show with your drama, but seriously, lighten up. It's just a game. Come on, Dee Dee. Let's leave these clowns to their little circus. We got better things to do. And seeing how rude Dee Dee and Mandy are being, number 5 is like a little bit curious if she is like on the villain side right now, because she is getting weird vibes. Double D says, I must say, the recent events have been quite distressing. The atmosphere in the house has become palpably strained. Yeah, dude, it's like everyone's at each other's throats all of a sudden. I don't get why Mandy and Dee Dee are acting like this. For real, it's like they forgot we're all supposed to be in this together. It's not cool, man. I fear that if this continues, it may have dire consequences for all of us. We must tread carefully and try to navigate through these turbulent waters. Yeah, you're right, Double D. We gotta stick together. Agreed. We may be facing some tough times ahead, but as long as we got each other, we can weather any storm. Alright, it is day 39, the day of the veto. We see the house guests talking, trying to do a little bit of strategizing before the veto picks. You know, Finn, sometimes I can't help but think about Flapjack. He was a good kid, always had a smile on his face no matter what. Yeah, I miss him too, Knuckles. He was like the heart of the house, you know? Always bringing positivity and laughter. You know, he used to remind me a lot of you, Finn. Always ready for an adventure, never backing down from a challenge. Bro, you talking about him like he's dead. Shucks, Knuckles, that means a lot coming from you. Flapjack was one of a kind, but I'm glad to have known him. Bro, you still know him. Listen, Finn, I know things have been going rough lately, but if there's one thing Flapjack taught us, it's to keep pushing forward no matter what. We gotta stay strong. You're right, Knuckles, we owe it to Flapjack. I know it's a lot to ask, but can you promise me your vote? I just need to know if I can count on you to have my back. I wish I could give you a definite answer, Knuckles, but things are so unpredictable in here. All I can promise is that I'll do what feels right in the moment, but I'll keep your words in mind. Flicker of disappointment in Knuckles' eyes, though he nodded in understanding. Thanks, Finn. I appreciate your honesty. With a heavy sigh, Knuckles turned away, disappeared into the house. Finn couldn't help feel but a pang of guilt, knowing that his words have left Knuckles more uncertain than before. Alright, everyone is at the veto challenge area. As you all may know, the HOH and the 3 nominees automatically get to compete in the veto challenge. And since this is a double elimination, only the nominees get to draw. 6 people will play, which means only 3 people will sit out. Chowder has drawn, Rigby, Knuckles has drawn, Eddie. Last but not least, Panini has drawn Mandy. Ooh, what? Alright, well there you have it. These 3 will not compete. Fitting in. Take a series of shapes and fit them into a certain shape. It's basically a puzzle. And I'm just gonna say it's a huge puzzle of a multicolor Cartoon Network symbol. Now, obviously, as the challenge starts, we're like looking at everyone and looking at these cast of people. I don't really know for certain. I don't think anyone else would who would exactly win. Because Mandy isn't really known for running, and I don't think she would hustle all that much. Not to mention, maybe she doesn't even want the power right now. I mean, she might. She is power hungry. But I think she might low-key just leave all of this bloodshed to Dee Dee. As long as the blood is not on her name, she's fine. Eddie would kinda like to see Chowder or Panini get off the block, especially Chowder. But unfortunately, Eddie isn't too good at puzzle. He's kind of good at building stuff, but you can kind of see with the stuff he builds, it's not structured too great, or the pieces don't exactly fit, so I doubt he'd be good at a puzzle. Double D, I'm so sorry. You would have crushed this challenge. You probably would have already won. Knuckles, I just don't think he's doing that good. He's probably like second to last. Honestly, like the front runners to win are Dee Dee, Eddie, Panini, and Chowder. Alright, maybe a little bit less to Chowder. I don't know if he could do too well on a puzzle, especially if it was a big one. And I'm gonna say that these three at a certain time only have like less than 20 pieces each. Kind of counting everyone else already out. Rigby's still trying though, but like almost crying. I'm gonna say Eddie finishes the puzzle, but there is a square piece that is upside down that looks exactly like it should be, and he has to find it because it doesn't count. Giving just enough time for these two to compete, but ultimately, I feel like, unfortunately for Dee Dee, congratulations, the power of Veto goes to Panini. Congratulations, you did it, you earned it, you got the dub. And oh my god, I feel like Dee Dee is mad right now. Going to day 40 automatically for the veto ceremony, because we already kind of know what is about to happen. Panini obviously uses the golden power of veto on herself, safe from elimination, cannot be eliminated or evicted this week. Chowder is kind of happy that Panini won, and you know, he's like happy and everything, but he is very nervous. Because he kind of thought to himself that between him, Knuckles, and Panini, he probably would have like been safe, but now he doesn't know. Now, Dee Dee is hella mad that Panini is off the block, and she knows for a fact that if she nominates someone else, that is a safe bet to nominate like Rigby or maybe even Finn, that Chowder probably going to stay. Panini will have him, Eddie, and Double D with whoever else she might not even know. And that's too much security for Panini. She cannot have that. So she's going a little bit against Mandy's wishes, and she has decided to nominate my poor beady boy, Double D. To her, the best case scenario is Knuckles stays. So I think on day 41, she definitely tries to push that. And I kind of feel like the entire time she's talking this game about Knuckles staying, getting the other two out, Mandy kind of says like nods her head, and number 5's a little bit surprised but is unsure. And so Mandy says, hey Dee Dee, how about you go try and listen again? Last time you did that, it was super helpful. And she was like, oh yes sir, yes Mandy. And as soon as she leaves the room to listen, Mandy goes to number 5 and she's like, look, Dee Dee is lost in the sauce. She thinks she has too much power. I think we should humble her a little bit, not let her know it was us. And so Mandy kind of whispers to number 5 who to vote a little bit. And yes, they are scheming. All Dee Dee hears about these three, I guess, is like their favorite snacks and stuff. Knuckles doesn't want to talk about the eviction too much because he is deathly afraid of what he thinks is about to happen. And obviously Chowder, Panini, Eddie, Double D, they're all coming to senses like, aw, one of us has to be. There's no way around it. And so Panini and Eddie both say respectively, like, no offense, but I kind of have to vote Double D to be safe. And Panini says, yeah, like, no offense, I have to vote Chowder. And so with this, they respectively go their ways to talk different games. I feel like Panini and Chowder even try to like suck up to number 5 a little bit. Because Panini is like, look, number 5, I know we haven't talked much this entire game. I know we might not even be aligned for that matter. but I have never really done anything to you. I kind of like you. You're chill. I think you're very smart. You are very strong. So just like kind of think of that when you vote. Hashtag girl power, some bullshit like that. However, that unfortunate day, day 42, rolls around where we are unfortunately about to lose 2 amazing house guests. Strategies are set in, whispers are being whispered. The 3 nominees will each have a turn standing up to plea on why they should be saved, not evicted, and beg for their life in the house. Knuckles, you will start first. Hey everyone, I know this might come as a shock, but I find myself in a bit of a tough spot this week. I've been nominated for eviction. I want to take a moment to share my thoughts on why I believe I should stay. Firstly, I want to express how much this experience has meant to me. Coming into this house, I didn't expect to form such strong bonds with all of you. Each of you has become like family to me, and the thought of leaving so soon is tough to swallow. I've given it my all in every competition, striving to contribute to our collective success. But beyond the personal connections, I want to talk about the game. It feels unjust to be on the chopping block right after Flapjack was just evicted last week. He and I shared a special bond, and his departure hit me hard. It doesn't seem fair to see another friend leave so soon after. Alright, thank you very much, Knuckles. Chowder, it is now your turn. Hi everyone. So, I'm here today because I've been nominated for eviction, and I just wanted to take a moment why I should stay. I want to say that being in this house has been an incredible experience, have the chance to meet so many amazing people. It's been like a big crazy adventure, and I loved every minute of it. I know that sometimes in this game, tough decisions have to be made, and I respect that, but I also believe that I still have a lot to offer to this group. I've tried my best to be a positive presence in the house to support my fellow housemates and to contribute however I can to our collective success. I understand that my nomination might be based on strategic gameplay. I respect that, but I hope you'll also consider the friendships we formed and the journey we've been on together. I'm not ready to say goodbye just yet, and I'd really appreciate your vote to stay. Thank you for listening, and thank you for this amazing opportunity. And just to add, I've been cooking for everyone every day, trying to keep our spirits high with some good food. I hope that's something worth considering as well. And last but not least, Double D, talk your speech. Ladies and gentlemen of the house, I stand before you today with a heavy heart as I find myself nominated for eviction. However, I believe it's imperative to address some underlying dynamics that have influenced this decision. Firstly, it's become increasingly evident that certain individuals have formed alliances, and I can't help but notice the strategic maneuverings at play. Number 5, Mandy and Dee Dee appear to be working in concert, aligning their interests for mutual benefit. While I respect their strategic prowess, I cannot ignore the potential threat this poses to those outside their circle. Furthermore, Knuckles' behavior has raised concerns. While his affable demeanor is endearing, his lack of active engagement in social interactions and his penchant for indulging in confectionaries raise questions about his commitment to the collective goals of the house. Chowder, although a beloved member of our community, has managed to fly under the radar by focusing solely on culinary endeavors. While his culinary skills are compatible and contribute to our daily sustenance, I urge you to consider whether his passive approach to the game aligns with the competitive nature of this big brother. As for number 5, her strategic acumen cannot be underestimated. Despite her outward facade of passivity, she has demonstrated exceptional prowess and challenge, securing victory in the first head of household competition. However, her recent performance and challenges raises suspicions on deliberate underperformance, suggesting a calculated strategy to conceal her true capabilities. In closing, I implore you to weigh these considerations carefully. While I have been forthright in my assessments of the current dynamics, I remain committed to fostering a culture of kindness and mutual respect within the house. Thank you. Holy shit, Double D, you just flamed the house and now they're scared. Everyone now hearing that, it is time to vote anonymously. You are not voting to evict, you are voting to save. Whoever you cast your vote to, you are casting them to be in the house and to not be evicted. Eddie, it's pretty obvious who I think you're gonna vote to save, so you go ahead and go first. In which he obviously casts his vote to save Double D. Panini has decided to cast her vote to save Chowder. Rigby has casted his vote to save Double D. Finn has casted his vote to save Knuckles. Number 5 has casted her vote to save Chowder, which means it is all up to Mandy. Whoever she saves, this could either be a tie or she decides who stays. Alright, house guests, the votes are in. If you are evicted, you have a few moments to say goodbye, collect your thing, and then walk out the door. With only one vote to save and the first person evicted in this double, I'm so sorry, you tried your best, but unfortunately, Knuckles, you have been evicted from the Big Brother house. Well, it seems my time in the Big Brother house has come to an end. I must admit, it's been quite the roller coaster ride, filled with high and lows, more than a few loops along the way. I want to express my deepest gratitude to each and every one of you for the friendships we forged and the memories we shared. From late night chats to dance parties, you've all made this experience unforgettable. To my fellow house guests, I bid you farewell with a heavy heart, but also with a sense of pride in the bonds we formed. Whether we were strategizing in the game room or simply enjoying each other's company in the backyard, know that I cherish every moment. And to the viewers at home, thank you for welcoming me into your living rooms each week, allowing me to share a glimpse of my life with you. Your support has meant the world to me, and I hope to make you proud in whatever endeavors lie ahead. As I bid adieu to the Big Brother house, the memories we've created together will live on in my heart forever. Until we meet again, take care, stay true to yourselves. Farewell. Which means we have the second evicted of the night, and with 2 votes to save to 3. This hurts me like quite a bit because I love like their character and the show they're from, but I'm so sorry, Double D. Maybe your speech was just a little bit too strong, a little bit too much. I mean, you called out Mandy and number 5. That's 2 votes right there. Panini was obviously gonna vote Chowder, and Knuckles had a heartfelt conversation with Finn, so I don't know what your game plan was, but you exposed people. You really did try your best. It's very sad to see you gone. Well, it appears my time in the Big Brother house has reached its conclusion. While I must admit I hope to stay a bit longer, I can't say I'm entirely surprised by this outcome. As for what lies ahead, I suppose only time will tell. Whether I return to the comfort of my own lab or venture into new uncharted territories, I do so with a sense of resolve and a keen eye on the future. Farewell, my fellow house guests, and may the remainder of your time here be filled with both excitement and introspection. As for me, I bid adieu to the Big Brother house, content in the knowledge that I leave with my dignity intact. That memory wall's starting to look a little gray, and here we have it. Congratulations to the final 8. You guys have made it halfway through the game. You guys have definitely proved that you are here to play. It is now time for another voting. 2 of these house guests will have their game changed, either for the better or the worse. That's where you guys come in. You guys have to comment down 2 names you would like to see fight for a secret thing. Could be very good, could be very bad. Just comment down 2 house guests. Thank you guys so much for watching. You guys are so amazing with the support on this series, and I dare every single one of you to have a good day.